So this is basically a channeled message and it's just some info and part of my path that I wanted to share with everyone. I feel like a lot of us are processing some, maybe some very deep down repressed or suppressed emotions. Could be some of you may be experiencing tapping into some inner rage or anger. And I feel like it's very important to acknowledge those feelings. And generally, one thing, I'll just share what I've learned about anger. One, it's very effective in setting boundaries. And especially once we learn how to channel it in very healthy and productive ways. Anger is a very empowering emotion. It's also an emotion that can mask other emotions. It can be a cover-up for something like fear. Sometimes we get angry to protect ourselves, and it's because we feel afraid. Sometimes anger comes from a place where we are masking a lot of pain. Oftentimes that can be, especially like when we start talking about generational trauma, at least in my experience, and it seems that kind of was kind of prevalent during the time I was growing up. A lot of people were taught to stuff their emotions. So as we are on this healing journey, spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, processing trauma, these are things that are going to come up to the surface. And looking for just ways that we can, one, acknowledge it, because we have to step into our own authenticity. And part of this path is integrating that shadow. That's how we become more whole, more healed, and more healthy on this path, by, acknowledging those parts. And also, just looking at our society, when we look around and we see some of the things that happen on a violent level, this is, in our society, it was never really acceptable. I mean, how many people agree that, anger was not an acceptable emotion? And, that there's kind of like a stigma associated with it. So we have to provide some form of like a safe space for people to discuss their anger, without like violence, without the rage, but just getting in touch with that and finding out, like, is this masking another feeling? Where is it coming from? For myself right now, I'm still doing a lot of inner child work. So that's where a lot of my anger is coming up to the surface to be healed. Hope this helps. Enjoy.